Oh my...
Svalinn is a new unique shield being added to the game in 3.25, which will drop exclusively from the Settlers of Kalguur content. The content reveal showed this item dropping from Sasan, the Bandit Lord, but it may also drop from the other bosses in this league mechanic as well. Now, I wanted to make a short video about this unique because I think it's a really cool item which is going to be very strong when used correctly, and it will allow for some fun shenanigans with block. So let's take a look at the modifiers on Svalinn. 13% chance to block spell damage. This is a modifier roll which probably rolls between 10 and 15%, but we're not sure about that just yet. And it's a great stat considering the rest of the shield. And we've got some ward. This is not very much ward being gained from this shield, but because you're likely going for block cap when using this shield, and because ward was buffed to refresh in 2 seconds instead of 4 seconds in 3.25, this is actually a decent amount of post-mitigation damage that won't be taken from your energy shield or life, and will instead be absorbed by that ward, so not a completely useless modifier. And now we get to the important set of mods on this shield. Minus 10% to maximum chance to block attack and spell damage. These mods combined will lower the base maximum block chance for both attacks and spells from 75% down to 65%. But this is more than made up for by the next modifier. Chance to block is lucky. Lucky is a stat which will roll something twice, choosing the more favourable outcome. So in the case of lucky block chance, your chance to block an incoming hit is rolled twice, which means that you'll have an effective block chance higher than your actual block chance. The benefit gained from lucky rolls largely depends on your base stat for the roll. This graph shows the effect of lucky or unlucky rolls. So using the maximum base block chance with Svalinn equipped, which is 65%, you'd have an effective block chance of 88%. That's wild. The new Gladiator has the new More Than Skill Ascendancy notable, which grants lucky block chance as long as you've blocked recently, which is a great node for mapping specifically where it's going to be up most of the time, but for bossing scenarios it's a lot less reliable. But the lucky block on Svalinn is unconditional, it's just always active, and that's just an incredibly powerful stat to have. It means that investing into block is a lot more rewarding, and in patch 3.25 it's already more rewarding to invest into block because a lot of the block wheels on the tree received huge buffs. For example, the Safeguard wheel near the Templar start location, which now provides plus 10% chance to block spell damage, and it also improves maximum spell block by 3%. This one also recovers 50 energy shield on block, which sounds like a small amount, but with this much effective block chance, this will make up the recovery for the majority of hits that actually do get through in a mapping environment. There's also the new wheel as the Mountain located at the Blood Magic Keystone. Similar to Safeguard, this notable provides plus 3% to maximum block chance, but this time for attack damage instead, and it has plus 12% chance to block attacks as well. Another new block mastery wheel, Wall of Steel, is located near as the Mountain, and it grants a further chunk of attack block chance and some flat armor if you've blocked recently. There's also a new block mastery for plus 1% chance to block spell damage per 5% chance to block attack damage. So you'll gain 13% chance to block spell damage from this single point spent if you have 65% chance to block attacks. On top of those options, a lot of the other block or shield wheels providing block chance have also been buffed to provide higher amounts of block chance, which means it's easier to cap out both attack and spell block chance with lower investment than was previously required. There's also Tempest Shield for a large chunk of spell block, and if you're playing Necromancer or Scion Necromancer, you could consider using Bone Offering as well. Of course, there's always glancing blows, but I think the true potential of this shield is having such a high amount of effective true block to be able to avoid the damage on the vast majority of incoming hits, especially considering you won't be able to get recovery on block from the shield, so I'm not a big fan of glancing blows for this kind of setup. Alright, so what about those fun shenanigans I mentioned earlier? Well, there's one last modifier on Svalinn. Trigger a socketed elemental spell on block with a 0.25 second cooldown. With this much effective block chance, whatever you place in this shield will be proccing extremely often in a mapping environment as you run through packs, and I think this shield will make for a very fun map clearing build when combined with something like Mjolnir. You'll easily be able to clear packs with the spells triggered by Mjolnir and Svalinn and the procs from Tempest Shield, and when you need a nuke to bring down a much tankier target, you can use the new Divine Retribution Retaliation spell for a huge chunk of damage. We don't fully know the mechanics of this spell just yet, but it's made usable by blocking, and it can presumably hit the same target several times with overlaps. Anyway, that's pretty much it. A short one today. I just wanted to make this video for this new unique item because I think it looks really fun, and I hope it's not too rare to find. I'll definitely consider making a build around this one in Solo Self-Found if I drop one. And speaking of new unique items, the patch note said 15 new unique items are being added in patch 3.25, and we only know about 6 of them so far, so there's another 9 to be discovered on launch, which is tomorrow. I'm hyped for that. You guys know how much I love new unique items. So if this is the last video before League launch, good luck to everyone. I hope everyone has a great League launch. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your ongoing support. As always, stay tuned and stay safe.